Oh, man, I always look forward to this one. Charlie Kovacs, the icon of the category, one of the original founders, on the front row.
Kim Jane hates this place, not going good, and he got a penalty from race 1.
Oh, for turning Steve Robinson around. So, unfortunately, that's put him back a little bit. Jack Elsgood, how far up can the Maestro climb? He wants to get in front of this championship. He wants to get it back from Baxter.
Ben Cavic is joined by his brother Michael this weekend, and Matt Holt fills in for Warren Millett.
He does, and our thoughts do go out to Warren Millett, who's recovering from a little bit of illness at the moment, so we hope to see him back on the track soon. Race
Sidebottom rejoins the Ute category this weekend from nearby Numurkah. Craig Dontis and Justin Van Twest to round out the field. Noel Edge lost an engine in practice, so we're down to 30 cars. Charlie Kovacs, the fastest mo in Australian motor racing, will start from pole position. The red light on, when it goes out, we go racing.
And what can Charlie do? It's the drag race to turn 1, and it tightens so much. So many Utes, reverse grid races. It's normally a terrible formula.
Oh, Armour All In car, Gary Carson.
Oh, the Wollongong Performance Select TV gets it on the outside, loses a position.
Did you see that? He cracked open Kim's door. Everyone covers at turn 3.
Oh, 3-1!
Century in car with the champ, Leighton Crown. Got it done. Nice move.
And I tell you what, he's absolutely magic in these reverse grid races, Leighton. He really wants the SS Industries Hard Charger Award.
But out in front, it's last year's Rookie of the Year, Glenn McNally, the young Western Australian. He and Kovacs have skipped clear because the rest of them are doing this.
Andrew Fisher.
That's not very reverential.
It's a long way around the outside. These are tight turns. He could make this work if he can get the run between the next. This is the difference between Ford and Holden. This particular part of the circuit suits the Fords just a little bit, suits their gear ratio.
Paul Williams there, the young West Aussie, driving for Brock Race Engineering. James Brock preparing that car for this season, but everyone now has pretty much sorted themselves out. Century Batteries in car with the champ.
Oh, listen to them, don't they sound fantastic? That's a fantastic run too. And he positions himself on the inside into the second last turn. Clean, executed, done.
2 moves in one straight. He goes by Brad Patton. McNally and Kovacs, 1 and 2. Rob Jarvis having a ripper run.
This is one of the best runs we've seen since he's been in the series by Rob Jarvis. Captain Rob, as they call him, operates a bus line. Some would say that the Utes sometimes handle like a bus when they've had a hit or two, which is pretty common.
He's got a former Ute racer in Adam Brand here cheering him on this weekend. Grant Johnson, Brad Patton, George Mediki, Ben Dunn back in the Storage King car this weekend. Gary Carson, a rookie to the category this year.
Nice and deep there into turn 3, but I have a feeling, he might be being shadowed, and there it is, the lurking green falcon of Jack Elsgood.
I was going to say, it's just Jack.
He's back. Now, you can really learn a lot from Jack here. Jack knows these cars intimately. He's been in the series for a long time. He should be watching and learn. Look at the understeer.
Look at the mirror too, there's someone there.
Oh, no.
They're there, hang on, there he is, Gary Baxter. Oh, there's a rub here, but this will be okay.
Gary, our round 1 winner. He's quite a conservative driver, only tenacious when he absolutely needs to be. He's a great points collector. Oh, and that's a great sideshow.
Carson gets the left rear up on the curb. Look at Elsgood up in front, he's weaving all over the place.
He's a madman.
And there's another one going around. Andrew Fisher puts a move, so the rookie is getting boxed around at Winton. Yokohama replay, Craig Dontis and Peter Burnett in a bit of a drama at Penrite Corner.
And from on board, you'll see that he didn't quite protect his line enough, and yet didn't leave enough room either to let someone up cleanly. So, caught between.
Looking the wrong way, we're looking the right way. More race 2 after the break. Back at Winton with the Yokohama V8 Ute Series. Giannis Derham's here, fighting his way back through in the reverse grid second race. Pacemakers in car, Jack Elsgood, Steve Robinson.
Goodbye. Where was he going?
Wangarata.
I think he's just dropped his left rear wheel off, and that's easy to do in that spot because the track closes in on you. It's a trick that sucks you in. Oh, late dive! And there you go. Good. charger. Don't know whether you'll get by if that is ever looked at by Warren Luff, but he didn't push him off the track. So perhaps it might work in these rules.
Well, whatever he's doing, he's going to keep doing it.
Look at him go.
These two were 1-2 in the championship last year. They're fighting a bit of a rear-guard action at the moment. That door's still slightly loose.
Welcome to No Rules Racing, Australia. This is fine stuff. It's an iconic Australian ute. Cars, two makes, but so completely different. A live rear axle versus independent rear axle, different gear ratios, yet they are so close.
And now Ryle Harris is all over the back of Leighton Cranbrook, so one Falcon, bunch of Commodores lined up. I don't like his chances here.
It looks like he's being punched in the face by Jack Elsgood.
Speaking of the devil, there he is. He's closing in on through in this reverse grid race. We always say that patience is a virtue, but no one's showing any of it today.
Are you kidding? That is unreal.
Cranbrook makes the corner, only just, and Harris goes for the switchback. Oh, no, he doesn't.
What? Oh, no. I think there's a fair bit of return of serve going on here between these two. It's starting to get ugly. It's sensational from behind the television, but yeah, I don't think I'd want to be out there.
And it was silly because Grant Johnson just drove past a pair of them.
Well, that's what can happen when you're fighting so tenaciously in a reverse grid race. If you get too caught up playing with one another, the rest of the guys behind you make that run and you lose all your momentum. So you can't waste any time.
Grant Johnson in the Grove Fruit Juices Commodore running a bit of a rip race this weekend to look after his insides after that accident in Adelaide.
Yeah.
He had a few shifter problems in race one, but seems to be going okay now.
From someone who's come out of a reasonable shunt myself, that's really great to see him back so early. It was a big hit. He's probably in a lot of pain right now, so to finish fifth in race one, even though he had some shifter problems, that's close. You can see he climbed up on the curve, dropped the wheel off, had to get out of it, misshifted, and that was the difference.
Now, this is the replay from a little earlier on. Harris going for the switchback move, and Leighton was trying to cover, so Johnson goes straight down the outside.
I think mother is probably a word that's coming out of his mouth right now, because that's fairly dirty play.
Look at this. Switches back, too slow. He's in the gap already and there's contact. Just for something new. But meanwhile, while these guys are doing all that, Glenn McNally is walking away 2 seconds clear of Charlie Kovacs. Elsgood just closing in on these guys.
Yeah, doing a good job, just up to 10th now, and Johnson in his sights. These guys have had some great title fights over the years. So which hand's going to come out on top?
Pacemaker in car with our race one winner.
Johnson's really just letting the thing hang out in the back. He's dropping a lot of wheels off, and that can just ruin your momentum on a straight. And that's where you've got to maximise it in a Holden, because the Fords are good out of the tight turns. The Holdens have good straight line speed.
And this is a great overtaking opportunity on the run up under brakes, but you really need to get it done early.
Yeah, it's one of those corners that can really suck you in and give you a false illusion that the bloke's leaving room for you, and then all of a sudden the gap closes. So you have to make it stick. Oh, is that Kim Jane? Jack using the curb perfectly. You can see he used the face of it to actually stop the slide, but if you go over the top, you lose all your momentum. So perfect precision driving from Jack. You can see the Holden stretching its legs just a little down the longer straights, but Ford's got good turn. Because it's been around a little longer, they're slightly better developed. The Holdens are catching up, though, in terms of getting the balance right.
Century Batteries in car with Cranbrook, and the balance on this car has got to be shot. He's been hit from every angle.
Yeah, the aero's slightly out, I think.
Have a look in front.
Oh, late dive by Kim. Oh! He's already copped a penalty in race one. And you think that slowed him? Where's he going? That was close to the wall. That was a hairy moment.
Let's have a look again. Yokohama replay. Giannis Derhams gives Kim Jane one back. Out through the dirt. Harris is through. Cranbrook as well. Oh, dear.
That is Utes at its finest. I'll give you one, but expect something back.
Ask, and you shall receive. Kim Jane really close. Lucky not to hit the wall. It's fired up. It's race 2. More in a sec. Welcome back to Winton, Yokohama V8 Utes Race 2. And as you can see from in-car with George Medicki, there's been a little going on since we went away.
It's been a bare knuckle fight, hasn't it? There you can see race 1 winner ahead now, but on board with Medicki. Is that Kim Jane on the outside, trying to go round for the pass. You have to leave him room, though, because... Oh, no, that's exactly what happened. turns. He's trying to squeeze him to make sure he didn't pass, and in turn taking himself off.
You can't half tell that Kim used to race NASCAR.
Yeah, they're used to running side by side around those ovals, but he's paid the ultimate price.
So George is left to do some dirt tracking. This also happened too. Andrew Fisher and Brad Patton on the run to one.
Blessed are the grass cutters. Yes, Brad's not the Messiah, just a very naughty boy in that scenario.
Back at the action, Giannis Derhams with Ryle Harris menacing the rear of the 41 car.
There's a lot of damage out there.
How's the realignment of the bonnet?
Oh, there's going to be a lot of hard work between race 2 and race 3 if you manage to survive. Again, the run down to turn 1.
Now, Ryle sees the thermostat in this car in opening practice, so he's doing a bit more here. He's seizing the bonnet, the badge, the grille. He's not just about it all. Oh, now he's got it wide. Oh, look at this. Pacemaker in car. Jacoby up the... Oh, he's get away. He'll be on the inside here, but because he backed out of it and played it safe, he doesn't get a spot, but he doesn't get a crashed car.
But what that's done, it's made him vulnerable to Kim Jane, who again, 2 laps in a row, is trying to go around the outside of someone.
And you see there on the Yokohama replay, he stayed on the inside line and didn't get dispatched.
Yes, exactly right. But Kim Jane a run around Jack Elsgood. Hard to do it on the outside into the sweeper. A big heavy ute on not much more than a road radial tyre. It's a difficult part of the track to keep just the thing on the tar.
Gary Baxter, Grant Johnson ready to pounce if these two have any form of problems. McNally leads, Kovacs is second, Leighton Cranbrook from 11th on the grid up to 3rd.
Oh, good drive. And here's where there's a lot of pedigree in this category. These 3 drivers here, they're the ones always at the front. They're the ones always producing the action. Who's going to come out on top?
Just saw a quick shot in the background there too. Looked like Andrew Fisher had pulled off the road, and that's George Elliott pulled off the road as well. Replay here on the Yokohama replay. Harris juices it up. Turns it into a drift car for a second.
Jack thought about it, but realised he couldn't pull it off.
So here's the fight for second. Charlie Kovacs, not long to go in race 2, and Leighton Cranbrook has come from a long way back and has got some real pace.
Big dive under brakes too. You can see he's aggressively chasing Kovacs down, but Kovacs doesn't like to let go of a potential podium finish, that's for sure. He's always been a hard fighter. Not always the fastest, but he's very cunning.
Look at Glenn McNally. His brother Mark races in the Fujitsu V8s. He's 2nd and 3rd. Rob Jarvis is hanging with them. He's in 4th spot, and they haven't really got away from him.
That's a fantastic job by Rob.
Can hear Leighton. Wait, bit of throttle, off the throttle.
Makes a car length just on that turn.
Here we go.
This is a late dive. Can he pull it off?
Beautiful. Nice move.
Oh.
Charlie out wide there. It's dirty, and he can't run it back up the inside, but he's going to give it a go. Give it a rub as well. Now he's got to give in.
Leighton Cranbrook is driving like a man possessed at the moment. The SS Industries Hard Charger Award is looking pretty good for him right now. He's up to about 7 or 8 cars.
But is the gap to McNally even beyond him? It's a bit of a gap.
Well, it depends what kind of pressure you can apply and how nervous the guy up front is. Remember, it's only his 2nd year in the Ute Series. He'll be loving this opportunity to be running at the front. It's a fantastic job, but he'll be seeing this big, burly, black beast bearing down on him.
And he's out of time. We've just heard from race control that they're going to call this race 1 lap short. So there goes 3 kilometres of potential passing.
Well, that's perfect for McNally. That means he's going to hang on to take this one out. And it's close for 2nd and 3rd. Brilliant drive by Cranbrook.
McNally wins for the first time in V8 Ute racing. Cranbrook, superstar drive, 11th into 2nd. And there's not too many cars with straight paddles. 9 passes for Cranbrook. And Rob Jarvis, well done too. His best performance. But McNally, 2nd year in the series and looking like a gun. He said he had to step up, and boy, oh boy, Glenn McNally has stepped up. He takes the win in race 2. Ryle Harris in 6th from Jack Elsgood. Grant Johnson, that brand new car, rounded out the top 10.
Doing it tough too. Let's not forget that Grant has a broken rib, so that's hard work out there. But hard work too for George Madiki, finishing 17th after contact and set the fastest lap on the way.